Hey there folks, hope you're all having a fantastic time and thanks for checking out this video. I received an email in late February from Discord about some updates they made to their community guidelines, and the revisions got me thinking. How many of us, when signing up for a social platform, have ever read and really took the time to understand a site's terms of service, guidelines, and reporting protocols? Or did we just click the checkbox of the agreement and move on? By the way, I'm raising my hand. Then when we get into situations that escalate beyond our ability to handle them and we attempt to notify the site authorities, how many times have we returned frustrated by things the authorities did not do that we thought they should have? Have you ever been in a situation like this? Perhaps we should really consider reading and understanding the rules and protocols of a social site and also apply them appropriately. But it's going to take a few things within us to do this. One of the biggest issues I'm seeing on social platforms is the amount of attempts end users pursue to exercise actions beyond their authority to resolve a situation involving fellow end users, or they try to tell the site authorities how to do their job. What is the common cause for this? Pride. We need to keep in mind that any platform we use, we are end users of it, and it is a privilege to be on that platform, not a right. If we are not interested in following their rules and protocols, we have two options. Option one, we can either keep our pride in check and seek to understand and at least respect the fact we are guests on the platform and follow the rules thereof. Or option two, we just leave the platform. It's no different when we visit any place as a guest. Whoever is the owner or was assigned authority to manage that place, their word is final. And when we violate the rules, we either correct that demeanor or we leave. And if there are cases to where a person abuses their authority, then of course there are channels necessary for us to respectfully challenge it. We don't just challenge it any kind of way. We challenge it respectfully. And when we're told to leave for being toxic ourselves, we need to just leave. We all must do our part in keeping our egos in check. So in order for us to avoid being penalized due to crossing certain lines, we need to know where those lines are. Therefore, I encourage everyone watching to review Discord's updated community guidelines. As of this video's release, the guidelines revisions were released on February 25th this year, and they are said to take effect on March 28th. I'm only going to be reviewing a few of the guidelines as it ties into the message I often share related to social vigilance. But if you'd like to see the guidelines for yourself, link is in the description. And just as a quick disclaimer, I am not an attorney at law and I'm not affiliated nor employed in any law enforcement organization. So with that, let's begin. In the section of respect each other, one is do not harass others or organize, promote, or participate in harassment. Disagreements happen and are normal, but making continuous, repetitive, or severe negative comments or circumventing a block or ban can cross the line into harassment and is not okay. In addition to this guideline, this applies both ways, both in the case when someone innocent is being harassed and in the case when someone who committed an offense is constantly badgered about it. An offense committed does not permit grounds to harass the offender, especially when they make valid, indicative efforts to correct their misconduct. And please, hear this out. The validity of a person's efforts to correct their behavior are based on if those efforts are in alignment with the principles of morality and what's right, not our feelings and emotions. Next one, do not make threats of violence or threaten to harm others. This includes indirect or suggestive threats as well as sharing or threatening to share someone's personally identifiable information, also known as doxing. Understand that harm is not limited to the physical perspective. In addition to the act of doxing, which we should never do, when you try to get someone to do something that benefits you, especially when it's driven by malicious intent by threatening to transmit sensitive material, and yes, revenge can classify as that, you may also be charged with extortion, which is a felony and is punishable up to 3 years in prison if you're in the States. Next one. Do not exploit children in any way. You cannot share content or links which depict children in an off-brand media type of manner, or even if it's violent, including illustrated or digitally altered off-brand material that depicts children such as lolicon, shotacon, or cub, and conduct grooming behaviors. We report illegal content and grooming to the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children. We strongly discourage and may take action against vigilante behavior as it can interfere with our investigation and ability to report to law enforcement. Let's look at the definition of vigilante. According to a Google search, vigilante is defined as a member of a self-appointed group of citizens who undertake law enforcement in their community without legal authority, typically because the legal agencies are thought to be inadequate. Many of us have significantly, if not dangerously, limited understanding and training of law enforcement and its investigative protocols, as well as the judicial system. While it is true that some judicial systems are indeed imperfect and portions are even broken, we have a responsibility to ensure we are not contributing to that dysfunction. Therefore, acting in a vigilante manner could put us in a position where we are obstructing the investigation by tipping the perpetrators, which in turn, they will be more stealth with their actions, making investigations even more difficult. The bottom line, observe and report to the corresponding organizations who have the training and the resources to handle those situations. While cancel culture may have some effectiveness, the authority is very limited, and the canceled individuals are still at large to conduct their behavior elsewhere if they choose to. There is also the risk that those engaging in cancel culture may be served a subpoena to appear in court if the situation escalates to that level. And in my limited experience serving as an alternate juror in criminal court, there is no place for opinions and hearsay, just the facts. And honestly, we should be operating in the same manner. Why? There's another guideline that addresses it, and we'll look at that a bit later. Next one. Do not share adult-based explicit content of other people without their consent, or promote the sharing of non-consensual intimate materials, images, video, or audio, sometimes known as revenge off-brand material. In short, revenge will get you in a lot of trouble and will destroy you from the inside out. Karma has a way of balancing things, so let's just do the right thing from the get-go. Next one. Do not share content that glorifies or promotes someone taking themselves out or harming themselves, including any encouragement to others to cut themselves or embrace eating disorders such as anorexia or bulimia. Self-harm threats used as a form of emotional manipulation or coercion are also prohibited. This includes statements towards people who have committed infractions. We cannot prevent evil by doing evil. Again, let's make sure we don't contribute to the dysfunction that is known, and it's not our authority to determine what punishment a person should receive. Our only authority is protecting ourselves from harm, which the primary effective way is to walk away. In the next section of being honest, do not share false or misleading information, otherwise known as misinformation. Content that is false, misleading, and can lead to significant risk of physical or societal harm may not be shared on Discord. We may remove content if we reasonably believe its spread could result in damage to physical infrastructure, injury of others, obstruction of participation in civic processes, or the endangerment of public health. This is one of the top reasons why we need to operate in truth and facts. When a situation occurs involving offenses, the common first reaction is an unhealthy buildup of emotions. In other words, our emotions become a problem when they are allowed to drive our thinking into improper territories, and this is one of them. Some, when they're trying to get even and even for justice, will attempt to fabricate information to get folks on their side. Therefore, it is important to share the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. The truth. The events that happened. Exactly. The whole truth. Do not leave out any details whatsoever. Prime example is when we only share what one party did in an incident, but we leave out details of anyone else that we don't want to be in trouble. Proper justice is when everyone is held accountable for their actions. Otherwise, it's just revenge. Nothing but the truth. If there is anything to be left out, it's our opinions and hearsay. We deal with the truth only. Next one. Do not engage in activities intended to cause damage or gain unauthorized access to another user's account, network, or system. This includes impersonating Discord staff, distributing malware, authentication token theft, phishing, DDoS, and other hacking or social engineering techniques. Pretty straightforward. Even if we are attempting to do this for the sake of obtaining evidence, we're doing it without the corresponding legal authority, which makes it illegal. And chances are any illegal accumulation of evidence will be disregarded by a judicial system. Observe and report to the officials. In the next section, respecting Discord. Do not use Discord to spam, manipulate engagement, or disrupt other people's experience, including trying to influence or disrupt conversations using bots, fake accounts, multiple accounts, or other automation. This includes purchasing or selling methods of artificially increasing membership, such as via advertisements or botting. Discord raiders, this means you too. All of that is not necessary and just creates a pattern on the digital network to be traced back later. When you make yourself a big enough threat, action can and may be taken against you. Wasting your time gambling whether or not you get caught is a waste of your future, and you have no one to blame for that but yourself. Next one, do not abuse Discord products in any way, such as selling or purchasing an account or server, or participating in fraudulent Nitro incentives or boosting activities. This appears to be a growing issue. Therefore, always look at the official Discord page related to Nitro and boosting. While some accounts may be compromised, if the user is still active on it, they may be able to recover control of the account, so tread wisely. One tip also is to set up moderation bot algorithms to detect and delete posts of common fraudulent links. At least then your server will not be flooded with them. Next one, do not mislead Discord support teams. Do not make false or malicious reports to trust and safety or customer support. Send multiple reports about the same issue or ask a group of users to report the same content or issue. These behaviors may result in action being taken on your account. This one is straightforward. Just like we get overwhelmed when we get the same inquiry about a nuisance member in our servers, imagine the volumes of this the Discord staff end up having to work through. And all that does is slow the processes down. Professional companies have ticketing systems that organize and prioritize tickets based on the subjects. While we consider our inquiry to be important, so are the many other tickets of the same subject. Let's not overwhelm. We wouldn't want that on ourselves either. And finally, if you see any activity that violates these guidelines, our terms of service, or other policies, please report it to us in the Discord mobile app or by filling out this form. Link is in the description below. These guidelines will continue to evolve over time. This means we may take action against a user, server, or content that violates the spirit of these guidelines when we encounter a new threat or harm that is not explicitly covered in the current version. We will always make our best effort to notify you when we update these guidelines, but it is up to you to follow the spirit of them. Keep Discord safe and a place for everyone to belong. Thanks for doing your part. The bottom line, when we encounter problems that endanger communities, not just our own, of course we want to protect our own community. At the same time, there are those particular situations where a rogue user engages in illegal activity and those inquiries need to be escalated to authorities beyond our own. Use wisdom and common sense. Let's be respectful in all scenarios, walk away from conflicts that will not yield the proper positive outcome, deal with truth, not opinion and hearsay, and only deal with situations that are within our authority. Because truth be told, even going above and beyond has limits. And remember this, when it comes to situations that are out of our authority, do not be fazed by the peer pressure. You have the right to decline and show them the right direction for their inquiry to be properly handled. And no one should be pressuring anyone to do something out of their authority. That'll put the wraps on this video, so I want to thank everyone for watching. If you enjoyed it, maybe consider leaving a like. I also encourage you to check out the other videos on my channel, and if you feel so inclined, maybe consider subscribing. And until next time, stay safe.